Hillary's book blamed him.
A prominent Trump supporter, Aubrey Shines, produced an online video attacking me.
John Oliver mocks him, calls him a nut job from Tampa. Trump thanked him. So he continues to shine the light.
We can do better, we will do better, but we'll only make it happen if you are informed. That's what we're here to do.
America shines when you're connected to Aubrey Shines. Here's your host, Aubrey Shines.
Hi, welcome to America Shines. I am your host, Aubrey Shines. I wanted to tackle something this week. It's probably going to be a little different from the regular programming of what we've done in the past. And the only reason that I really want to kind of somewhat exercise an element of me personally being a bit myopic here is for a purpose. We hear a lot of rhetoric that's going on, unfortunately, at what I call probably one of the most crucial times that this nation has seen, even when you begin to look at what was going on during our revolutionary time, what happened during the time of our civic wars, etc. I think we're here again, maybe with a different twist. I'm not comparing apples to apples when I say that, but the level of it being crucial, it's just that. Because America, as divided as we have been in our past, we've always had the DNA in us to kind of come back together, to make sure that as Americans we achieve. I was thinking about it flying in just within the last 24 hours back here to Tampa. And I'm going back over a lot of our history, and I was looking at what I call divisiveness that happened within this nation, even as it related to the Civil War, how there was always a party that was very divisive. If you go back, don't just take my word for it, go back and study. There are multiple books that are out there, but just raw data would just show you who's who. When you, again, take a moment and look at the voting records of those during the civil rights period. Go back even further with the Civil War. Look at the voting, who was voting what, when, what parties were doing what, when. Again, even without me leading you into that equation, one of the things that you'll find, there is a consistent theme throughout this nation. Again, go back during the time of our Civil War, and you will, and post Civil War, go back in our Reconstruction period as well, you're going to see something very consistent. One party. Again, on America Shines, I think I kind of level the playing field. I don't care who's in office. I don't care what party they are with. We like shining the light on the issues. This is just what we do. Again, we're not a TMZ type. We look at data. I'm not interested in opinions. We all have those. But what we cannot escape, in a nutshell, none of us can escape the fact that there are facts that are out there. Math never lies. When a person signs his or her signature to something, once it can be authenticated that it is indeed his or her signature, can't get away from it. Once an individual is on video expressing what they feel or written a book, etc., can't escape that. Again, if they sign to it, then we have to take them at their word. That's just a fact of life. Now, one can go and ask someone's neighbor about something, well, then that's conjecture. It's subjective to perhaps what they may have felt an individual meant. However, when that individual has an opportunity to express him or herself, then it's unequivocal. What you find, without any hesitation, by the way, at that point, they meant exactly what they said. And we're not talking about editing what a person says and or believe. We're talking about what they actually said in its full context, period. This is why I wanted to take time today to go over several things that we're watching with Israel, with Hamas, with those that are on the left of our political spectrum, people like Alan Dershowitz. You're going to hear some things that Alan has said and some others. And we're going to take time and we're going to methodically go over every one of these pieces. I'm going to then offer you their own language. Then you're able to make a determination yourself as we shine the light on it. What did they mean? Well, I think it's going to be very clear. The one person I want to start out with, because he's been rattling the cage a little louder than others. I really personally despise him as a political figure. I think he's a hack. I think he's feckless. I think he's inept. And I think his record has proven so. I was broken personally in heart when I heard our former president of the United States of America, Barack Hussein Obama, equivocate between what's going on with Israel and Hamas. Don't take my word. Let's listen to Barack Hussein Obama, and I'll come back. Let's go to the clip.
And then an Israeli response that has so far resulted in the displacement of well over 1 million people, the death of at least 9,000 Palestinian civilians, thousands of them also children, the cutoff of water, food, electricity to a captive population that risks creating an even greater humanitarian crisis. And all of this is taking place against the backdrop of decades of failure to achieve a durable peace for both Israelis and Palestinians, one that is based on genuine security for Israel, a recognition of its right to exist, and a peace that is based on an end of the occupation and the creation of a viable state and self-determination for the Palestinian people.
Did you hear the level of complicity that Barack Obama continued to use? He used key words, and don't miss the real bullet point there. He kept using the term occupation. Put quotes in the front, put a quote on the back of that word. Israel's occupation. There's the key word right there. Israel, according to Barack Hussein Obama, they're occupiers. Well, when we use terms like that, it fosters and creates imagery of, for instance, whites that were in South Africa that were occupying the land, according to Barack Obama, of the black indigenous people. Again, these are key words you have to focus on. Let me help you understand. Don't just, by the way, take my word for this. Go back, simple study, you'll find it yourself. Go back to 2004 and 2005. You're going to see then Prime Minister Ariel Sharon. And with the Bush administration and then Barack Obama later, he comes and validates in what the Bushes have done. They forced Israel to, quote, give up Gaza. I want you to understand this. Please, please let me shine the light here. The Gazan Strip was always Israel's. It was never Palestinian owned. Around 2005, the Gazans received land from Israel. So if we want to use the term occupied, it's the Palestinians that are actually occupying the land of Israel. Israel conceded because of the pressure that was put on them through the EU, through the United States of America, to give up a piece of land for the sake of peace. And if you just give these individuals this land, all of a sudden they would be your friends. It has never worked. I've done so many shows on this. There's a video out there, again, I always reference it, called The Palestinian Myth, that I created about 5 years ago. It went viral. When I put it back up a few weeks ago, it went viral all over again. The Palestinian people, and I want all of you that are in our audience to really look at this, they are Syrians, they are Jordanians, they are individuals from Lebanon. There is no such thing. So when Barack Obama uses terms like occupiers, who's he talking about? He can't be talking about the land that was given to the Israelis or the Hebrew people several thousand years ago. By the way, not just in the Torah. That's history. And we have the receipts. When I come back, we're going to unfold this myth that we're looking at. Stay tuned. a union.